What's up, YouTube? Long time no see, but we're back. Okay, it's a normal day. We're training legs today. Gonna give you a physique update and some life updates. So, gonna drink my pre-workout. Already got it mixed up, and I'll see you at the gym. What's up, YouTube? Back again with another workout voiceover. Today it's leg day, so guess what? We're squatting. Here I am warming up. I've already done my dynamic stretching, my static stretching, got some hip mobility movements in, some leg swings. I'm ready to go. Still warming up though. I haven't squatted in probably a month, at least 3 weeks, just because I was experimenting with doing Smith machine squats. And ultimately, I think doing that is definitely a lot easier than doing barbell squats, just because you don't have to worry about stabilizing the bar and you can really target the quads better. Whereas I think Tom Platt said it best, like doing barbell squats is really difficult, and the technique has definitely been bastardized because back in his day, like he would kind of do like a pencil dive in terms of how his torso was positioned. However, you see like when I squat and when a lot of people squat, the nose goes forward. So you're not really hitting the quads 100%. You're also activating your posterior chain, your glutes when you lean forward like that. So like how do you remedy that? You like drop the weight and probably do high bar squats and just really focus on doing kind of like that more upright posture, but that's again still very difficult. Anyway, it felt good to be back under the bar. Just did 3 sets of 3 with 315, getting back into it. I don't know, like long term, will I do barbell squat? Will I do Smith machine squat? Will I alternate? After leaving barbell squat and then coming back, like I realized I really do miss it. It's just something about that raw squat is just awesome. It really gives me a good high. So I don't know. I know C-Bum does Smith machine squat, but I might have to do barbell squat. Um, but after barbell squat, moved on to pendulum squats. And I've said this before, this is way harder than doing hack squats because the only point of contact is your back up against that pad. So the entire movement down, you're not sliding on a rail. That's all my quads that's doing all the control and all the movement. And doing like exercises like this that really activate the quads and activate like that make you stabilize and use your muscles is just always 100 times harder than any machine that has support. So really focused on depth here and just really targeting the quads. Again, like I said, not really hitting quads the way that I would like with my barbell squat. So did some pendulum squat to make sure that my quads got a good brunt of the work. And I don't know, looking at the footage, I'm somewhat satisfied with my depth. I've seen guys who can go pretty much have the back of their hamstring connect to their calf muscle, but personally, I don't think I have the ankle mobility for that. I can still get pretty low, but can't do this whole back of the hamstring to the calf thing, and that's okay because everyone's different. And I think that would be a good goal for me to just like work towards that and have that kind of mobility. I've said in previous videos that I have pretty weak knees, but doing pendulum squats and then also doing like some knee mobility exercises, I've been doing that for about the past 2 weeks or yeah, 2, 3 weeks, and it's already making a huge difference in my like ability to squat and really get low and experience the full range of motion. So I'm pretty confident that if I continue to do these exercises to strengthen my knees and do these ankle mobility exercises, that I can gain the mobility that I want and really hit the range of motion that I want. Not that my range of motion is bad, but it can always be better. Everything you do can always be better. In the spirit of progressive overload, in the spirit of leg growth, next time I do pendulum squats, I will wear a lifting belt and add a 25. Just add more weight and kind of treat it more like a real squat. After this, I moved into leg extensions. Here, I wasn't too focused on maintaining a slow negative, although, as you can see, I am controlling the negative, but I got 170 pounds on the machine, and I'm kind of throwing the weight around a little bit. I will admit that 100%. Like, as you can see, very fast eccentric, or very fast concentric, and then a slow eccentric. So for a split second there was no tension on the quads at the top, and then I kind of catch it. But that's not something that is really beneficial long term. So ideally, drop the weight and just maintain constant tension. After leg extensions, moved on to hamstring curls, and wasn't throwing the weight around here. Was experiencing more constant tension on the hamstrings, which felt amazing. This is probably one of my favorite hamstring movements. I think this is where like the endorphins really get released from me. Just hitting the hamstrings is just a fantastic feeling. And since I'm not deadlifting today, just one more hamstring movement, doing barbell RDLs slash stiff-legged deadlifts. Technically, there is a difference in technique between stiff-legged deadlifts and barbell RDLs, but very difficult to make that distinction and kind of be so like, and they're pretty much hit the muscle the same way. So, not too stressed about form here, but not really bending the knees, just pushing my hips back and then using my hamstrings to stand up again. That's really all I'm doing. So whether you want to call that a stiff-legged deadlift or barbell RDL, I don't know. It's kind of a hybrid cross in between. But not too much weight today, just focused on feeling that stretch in the hamstring and in the quads, and then using those muscles to move the weight back up. So just 135, but it felt amazing because I was going slow and in control. Finally, I moved on to standing calf raises, and I said this before in a video, but once again, pretty happy with where my calves are right now. Not big, not defined by any means, but you can kind of start to see the definition and the separation in my calves. And to me, that's the biggest flex when it comes to weightlifting. Like, if you have nice calves, like, nothing else matters. Like, everyone's like, oh, what about your arms, your shoulders, this, that? Nah. It's all about the calves, because no one has calves anymore. You would swear that no one trains calves anymore. So to say, like, I got nice calves, that's a flex. And then post-workout, of course, we move on to some posing. Just looking at my physique, overall pretty happy. You're not really going to see too much during this bulk. I've gained like 10 pounds, about like 8 to 10 pounds from where I was, or the leanest that I got this summer. So right now about hovering around 180 pounds. Still good kind of like outline of my muscles, but obviously the definition isn't there anymore. Weak points in my physique, definitely my obliques. So what I've been doing to kind of train those up is doing farmer carries on my leg days. So just taking an 80-pound dumbbell, walking around the gym carrying it. It's kind of awkward, but I know once I cut, my obliques will be more defined. And then another weak point that I've kind of got my eye on is my forearms. Relative to my biceps, my forearms are small, and admittedly, I just don't train forearms at all, so that makes sense. They're not terrible, but I think they're bad in the sense that I know that they can be better if I train them. And as someone who has relatively long arms compared to like my torso, I have to train forearms because I think it just looks weird how I have like big arms and then skinny long forearms. So to kind of hide like the length of my arms, I definitely need to train forearms and beef those up a little bit. So I think I'm gonna start doing 5 days and make one of those days like a 30-minute arm session. Because like currently I've been doing 4 days, 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, and then off on weekends. But I gotta do more arm work. And then especially doing like this front double bicep, like my left arm is also kind of deformed compared to my right arm. So things to work on. All right, here we are post-workout, back in the apartment. And you know it's a good workout when you walk away feeling energized and energetic, and that's exactly how I feel right now. I love training legs. Like when you really train legs well, you just walk away feeling so enthused and so happy. Like I could run a marathon right now. I could cure cancer right now. That's how motivated and excited I am. Like the dopamine release, the serotonin release from really training hard and training properly, like it just unlocks something completely new in your brain. Like all the good chemicals are just like flooding my brain. I love it. But all that said, about to find some food. Emphasis on find because I really don't have anything here. So I think I'm gonna make a protein shake, but I need carbs. I don't have any carbs. So that's a problem. It's a big problem. But hopefully I can solve it. Like I said, I got all this energy. I can solve something. Let's see what I come up with. Okay, here's what I was able to come up with. I got some oatmeal and a vanilla protein shake with 2 scoops of protein. So it's about 50 grams of protein. And I got half a banana in there also, just for some potassium and flavor. So I'm gonna eat this. It ain't much, but it's an honest meal. There we have it. I have renewed my membership. As always, I'm the founder, CEO, president of the Clean Plate Club. As you can see, the plate's clean, so I got the shower running. Time to take my shower. All right, ready to go, ready to get some work done. I'm gonna work out of a cafe today, sip on some chai, just be amongst the people, get out of my apartment, and just be a guy in a cafe, just be a vibe, Let's go. Okay, so back from the coffee shop, time for lunch. It's about 12:30, and let me show you what I got. One of my favorite foods, sushi. Oh, you already know, I'm about to renew my membership. Clean Plate Club always, baby, let's go. All right, so it's the next day. Just to follow up on the sushi, that restaurant is attached to my building. That was my first time going, and apparently this like lunch special, it's like 3 rolls for $20. It's every day, so I'm in a dangerous position. It's not good. It's fantastic, but it's not good. It's very bad. Um, Dangerous place to be. If I remember correctly, I promised you all some life updates at the beginning of this video, so let's get into that. I think this is a good time to go over kind of what I've learned through this book, not just from a fitness perspective, but from a life perspective, because for me personally, working out is all about the lessons that are applicable to life, into different situations. Obviously, like what can you really get out of curling a dumbbell? Well, you learn perseverance, you learn resilience, and you learn that you're stronger than you think you are. And I think that has really spilled over into my life. And as I've grown and progressed on this fitness journey, I've also grown and progressed a lot personally. I've realized that in a lot of situations, it's just a volume game. As in, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it, and the stronger you'll be, and the better you'll perform in that situation. That's the overall arching idea of applying fitness to life. It's just a volume game. It's a combination of volume and technique, because you can do a lot of the wrong thing and that's not going to make you better. In fact, it's probably going to hurt you. So just taking those very basic ideas and seeing that play out in different situations in life has been transformative, not just during this bulk, but just going all the way back to August of 2022 when I really started lifting seriously. Every day is not a PR. However, you're playing the long game. Every day isn't supposed to be PR. Every day is supposed to be consistent. And to chase those highs is a guaranteed way to experience lows. And you have to focus on the middle ground, and eventually that middle road will just turn into sort of a linear exponential, those are 2 different lines, but it'll turn into an exponential line. Why? Just because you stayed consistent. And I think that's key. Just having a consistent mindset is what I'm really focused on during this bulk. At the end of the day, like, you're what matters, and your consistency is what matters, and the only person that you have to beat is the person that you were yesterday. And that's the real progress, and that's the real trophy. I've been meditating on that, just not from a fitness perspective, but from a life perspective. That's gonna wrap up today's video, and that's kind of where I am mentally. I appreciate you all for tuning in and coming along on the ride. It's still very early. They say the first 100 videos is just the beginning in terms of creating content and finding your voice as a creator. So this will be the 11th video, so we're 11% of the way there. And even though there's only 44 subscribers, I'm still putting forth my best foot and acting like I have 1,000 subscribers or 100,000 or 1,000,000 or whatever, right? Because at the end of the day, consistency is what matters. The man who enjoys walking will always go farther than the man focused on the destination. Let's end on that note. Peace.